What is the snowiest place on Earth?
I have AD. Hey, did you know that?
A large portion of the Earth each year is sprinkled with these lovely fluff balls of frozen water mixed with dust. But what place gets the most? First, we have to define what qualifies as a place. If you count any place, inhabited or not, you might think the North Pole or the South Pole. Having 365 days a year of potential snowfall due to the year-round sub-freezing temperatures will be quite an advantage over, say, Toledo, Ohio, which is only below freezing for about 4 months of the year. However, in Antarctica, fresh snow doesn't actually fall very often. The continent only gets an average of 2 inches of precipitation each year, and the majority of this precipitation is a sort of crystallized ice that wouldn't be recognizable to you as snow. But what about the North Pole, right? Well, the North Pole has far more snow than the South Pole, averaging at 58 inches of snow per year, while the US average as a total is 28 inches of snow per year. So the North Pole is clearly above the American average. But this American average is including places like Hawaii, New Mexico, Florida, Arizona, and countless other states where it is more likely to rain frogs than it is to accumulate snowfall. And this isn't a joke either. In 2005, thousands of frogs rained from the sky in Serbia. And this phenomenon has happened all throughout the globe, including the United States. And this, of course, is quite rare, but it seems less rare than snowfall in Hawaii. This strange meteorological event is thought to be caused by water spouts, pulling up animals from the water and dropping them in a location that could be hundreds of miles away. This is similar to the way that snowfall works. Not the tornado-shaped water spout part, but the water part. The reason that Antarctica is so barren from snow is not because it isn't cold. It's the coldest place on Earth. In 1983, it reached negative 89.2 degrees Celsius, or negative 128.6 Fahrenheit. The reason there is so little snow is because there's no good source of water. It turns out there's a simple formula to find out if an area has a lot of snow just by looking at the map. Check out this map of the United States. This shows the annual snowfall per year. There are a few key indicators that an area will get a lot of snow. Number 1, it should be cold in the winter months. This is kind of obvious, but if it's not cold, it's just going to be rain. Number 2, there's a body of water nearby. So let's zoom in on the snow belt. This is the land of lake effect snow. Because of the close proximity to large bodies of water, there's constant moist air being blown up onto the freezing cold land. But wait, let's zoom back out and look at this map again. If you need bodies of water, then why are there these random patches of high snow that are in the middle of the continent? This brings us to number 3, elevation change. Look to any mountain that is tall enough and it's going to be covered with snow at the top. Have you ever wondered why? Well, it's not just to look pretty. The snow accumulates in areas of rapidly increasing altitude, simply because the higher up in the atmosphere that the air goes, the less moisture that it can hold. As the air comes back down the opposite side of the mountain, this can lead to some extreme deserts like in South America. This phenomena is known as rain shadow. Let me know if you'd like to cover that on another video. But back to our snowy question. What place in the world gets the most snow? Well, we found a few places that get a lot of snow, but they definitely aren't getting the most snow. You have Colorado, which is one of those in the middle random spots of the United States. It's using the effect of altitude extremely well to create massive amounts of snow. Denver gets around 5 feet per year, or 1.5 meters. That's not too shabby, because there's no bodies of water nearby. If you look over to the place most of you are thinking about, it's in New York State. This area is positioned perfectly next to Lake Ontario, and Buffalo, New York is right off the coast of Lake Erie. There are some mountains in New York which can help take advantage of the altitude effect, and for that reason, Buffalo, New York averages 7 feet 10 inches of snow annually, or 2.4 meters. So clearly the body of water nearby makes a huge difference compared to altitude alone. But if you look at a map of New York's topography, you'll see that Buffalo is right on the coast and at a very low altitude. However, if you look farther up in the mountains, in the sort of funnel shape, you'll see a small city of Syracuse, New York. By taking advantage of the lake effect and the altitude, this place gets over 9 feet 11 inches of snow annually, over 3 meters a year. But surprisingly, this isn't the most of anywhere in the world, and it's not even the most in the United States. If you think back through our perfect recipe for the snowiest place on Earth, you need high mountains and nearby water. And what place is better for that than the Chugach Mountains surrounding Valdez, Alaska? These mountains are far bigger than the oversized hills from upstate New York. And for this reason, Valdez, Alaska gets a whopping 26 feet of snow a year, or a full 8 meters of snow. That's about 1.5 times the height of a giraffe. So if you ever want to move there, you're going to need a bigger shovel. But just imagine you want to design the perfect place to generate the most snow of anywhere on the planet. Well, first, you'd probably surround the entire place with water. So make it on an island. And you want massive mountains for the air to be pushed up on. And you want them to be located in an area that is warm enough water to impart tons of moisture into the air, but it's also a place where it's typically cold enough to produce snow. Well, it just so happens that place actually exists, and it's called Japan. More specifically, a tiny town called Sukayu Onsen, which is the snowiest inhabited place on Earth, with an average yearly snowfall of 58 feet or 17.6 meters. In one season, it recorded a snow of 23.7 meters. That's 78 feet in one winter. That's more than twice the height of an average telephone pole. This has actually transformed this little known town into a massive tourist attraction. Today, people travel from all around the world to have a chance to drive the roads that are carved out of the snow. It looks unreal, and you may have seen these videos circulating the internet. And now you know where it comes from. So thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. This is my first time making a video like this. Also, let me know if I should make more. Thanks.